William was right that Harry cannot keep his goddamn mouth shut.
I don't think he's an asset to the family. I believe he's a threat.
Suddenly, he transforms into a royal version of Thanos, snapping Harry and Meghan completely out of the monarchy.
Good evening, Your Majesties. Good evening, Windsor.
Netflix stops, sure, and Meghan's podcast compares royal life to basically a prison with better hats, awkward but manageable, yet William, oh no, he is finished.
Harry doesn't have intentions that are going to benefit the royal family.
One morning, the man woke up, looked at the chaos, and said, delete account, blocked, restricted, goodbye.
Harry is trying to create more problems between Prince William and King Charles, and I truly believe this.
And here's the kicker. This is no longer just about family drama. William has devised a 3-step master plan so ruthless it would make Meghan's Hollywood agents break into a sweat.
Did you make Kate cry?
No, the reverse happened.
But here's the wild part. This royal revenge story didn't begin with Harry's memoir or Meghan's podcasts. No, it all goes back to one overlooked moment, a royal wedding and a missing curtsy, and what follows after that is complete chaos.
Going into the criticism of William for carrying out less numbers of engagements than his father. We don't need you, Prince Harry.
Apparently for me, that doesn't matter.
If you thought Harry and Meghan were just enjoying their California life, sipping green juice and doing yoga, think again, because these two essentially turned the royal family into their own personal content subscription service. And William, of course, noticed. First came the Netflix docuseries, which instead of a cozy behind-the-scenes look, gave us 6 episodes of The Crown Sussex edition, portraying William and Kate as colder than the ice sculptures at a Windsor banquet, while Harry and Meghan presented themselves as victims of palace cruelty, making worldwide headlines and leaving one future king very red-faced, followed by the Spotify deal, where millions paid for a single podcast series and the executives practically roasted them live afterward. When the paying audience calls you grifter, that's less a paycheck and more a warning sign. And then came the Oprah interview, bringing new allegations of racism, turning private family conversations into primetime TV moments, with Meghan casually dropping bombshells like she was auditioning for the Real Housewives of Buckingham Palace.
Everything that Harry is trying to do only benefits Harry.
The royal PR team nearly fainted while William had to parade around insisting, "We are very much not a racist family," awkwardly, and then came Harry's memoir, spilling private texts, family fights, and brotherly brawls that sold like holiday stocking stuffers, with William reportedly reading those chapters and thinking, "Bro, you just published my temper like it's fan fiction," because this wasn't just airing dirty laundry, it was monetizing it. Yet the real cracks in the royal wall started long before this circus. All the way back to May 2018 at the royal wedding, with millions glued to their TVs, trumpets blaring, horses polished, and the Queen herself sitting like the final boss of etiquette. Every moment timed to the second, every step rehearsed, every bow and curtsy mapped like a military operation, until Meghan walked right past the Queen without a curtsy, zero acknowledgement, not even a polite nod, shocking the internet and making royal watchers clutch their pearls, while William immediately saw it not as a slip, but as a message, because in the monarchy gestures matter. You don't just skip a curtsy, it's like forgetting to say cheers at a British pub, and Meghan's choice looked like a power move, sending shockwaves through the family, showing she wasn't bending to tradition, she was bending tradition to herself.
Trump is far more interested in getting close to William and Catherine than he is any other member of the royal family.
From that moment, William allegedly saw the writing on the palace walls. He wasn't looking at a sister-in-law trying to fit in. He was witnessing the first crack in a 1,000-year-old dynasty. Because if one duchess can shrug at the Queen, what's next? Netflix documentaries about royal meltdowns and what seemed like a tiny gesture at a fairy tale wedding was actually the opening scene of a royal horror movie where one skipped curtsy turned into skipped trust, skipped loyalty, and eventually skipped family dinners, kicking off a full Hollywood versus Heritage saga. William would never forgive as Harry and Meghan mixed royal crowns with Hollywood spotlights, selling a reality show nobody asked for, and after that infamous skipped curtsy, their pattern became clear. Instead of building a life rooted in duty, they built a brand rooted in deals, where every time the palace hoped for silence, another camera crew appeared, and every pause in drama served as a trailer for the next big reveal. From endless interviews not with short answers or polite updates, but full-on confessionals portraying royal life as a survival story.
Harry can't be trusted. He's always going to do something to cross that line.
Then came the podcasts, turning family tensions into binge-worthy episodes, and finally the memoir, packed with more plot twists than a soap opera marathon, leaving palace jaws dropping as casual chats over tea were no longer harmless, but potential material for Meghan's next media project, making William realize he wasn't dealing with family anymore, but a franchise, where every episode carried a price tag for the royals. Loyalty is sacred, but for Harry and Meghan, it seemed negotiable. And William's frustration quickly turned into strategy. Once he understood his brother had flipped the script, literally, because once the monarchy became primetime content, William stopped defending and started planning an offensive that would shock even the king. As family therapy was out and the royals relied on secret summits in Scottish castles, and when the drama reached a boiling point, Balmoral was chosen, the quiet, stone-walled fortress where tough decisions are made, not another family chat over scones, but a closed-door war council with Charles, Camilla, William and Kate, no aides, no leaks, just 4 royals focused on one goal: determine Harry's permanent status once and for all in an atmosphere colder than the Scottish Highlands outside. With no smiles, no small talk, and William reportedly walking in like a man who had already made up his mind, half in, half out, not anymore.
Like, I curtsied as though I was like, "Pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty." Like, was that okay?
It's really quite sad.
This was no longer about emotions. It was about survival, as the monarchy could no longer endure surprise interviews, tell-all deals, and constant anonymous sources spilling family secrets, making Balmoral the stage where William made it clear that enough was enough, with Charles leaning softer, hoping for reconciliation, and Kate, the eternal mediator, torn between brotherly peace and protecting the crown, while William was done playing the nice sibling, his energy screaming, "This is business, not brotherhood." And when he laid out his plan, it wasn't a suggestion, but a royal ultimatum that shocked even Charles, as William, far from the boring, serious one, arrived at Balmoral with a mental PowerPoint titled, "How to Delete My Brother in 3 Easy Steps." Step 1. Strict as removing the Duke and Duchess titles and all royal styling, so Harry and Meghan go from icons to just another celebrity couple in California, like taking the Wi-Fi out of a smart house, leaving only walls. Step 2. No special access to palaces, no free funds, no invites to royal events, treating Harry like a tourist if he returns to the UK, not a prince coming home. And Step 3. Erase. The coldest move of all, designed to starve the Sussex brand of attention. No drama, no headline, no press. Letting them fade into background noise until Hollywood realizes royal mystique has an expiration date, with William executing a plan that was quiet, calculated, and devastating, not swinging a sword, but pulling the plug.
I was doing an interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my number one intention, was just clarity on why did you leave? And so some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me. And those surprises are now referred to as bombshell.
But here's the twist. While the plan targeted Harry, the one who stood to lose the most was Meghan, as she wanted Hollywood sparkle. But William's strategy turned that spotlight into a flickering bulb, with her podcast archetypes canceled faster than a bad Netflix pilot. The docu's numbers, big at first, but fizzled when novelty wore off. And corporate deals that once rolled in like royal carriages suddenly looked like stalled Uber rides. Because without the Duchess title stamped on her name, Meghan's negotiating power in Hollywood shrank overnight, showing that titles weren't just ceremonial, they were branding gold. Yet the palace didn't stop there, locking the royal diary like Fort Knox. So when Harry scheduled a charity visit in Britain, there was zero family interaction. No tea with Granny, no friendly photo ops, no moments Meghan could spin into headlines, with every door closed, every handshake withheld. The message clear: access denied. while poor Kate, once the family's unofficial referee, found herself caught in the middle, reportedly wanting peace, but knowing the monarchy couldn't risk another Netflix sequel featuring private Windsor drama, as standing by William meant protecting the institution, even if it meant icing out her brother-in-law. And the fallout hit Meghan hardest, because without royal perks, her Hollywood pitch went from modern duchess to former royal spouse, and in an industry that loves shiny titles, that downgrade stung more than any tabloid headline, leaving Charles, once the king of let's all get along, basically as William's hype man with a crown.
The feud between William and Harry is as bitter as ever.
For years, Charles played the gentle diplomat, giving Harry second chances, ignoring Meghan's interviews, and hoping time would heal the wounds. But after Balmoral, the tide officially turned as Charles sided with William with no hesitation, no soft handshakes, just full agreement that the monarchy couldn't survive another Netflix special. And when the king stops trying to fix family drama, you know the gloves are off, because it wasn't just about repairing relationships anymore. It was about preserving the image of a 1,000-year-old institution, with William no longer the rebellious younger brother, but the enforcer, and Charles giving the green light, making Harry and Meghan, from that point on, private citizens with celebrity baggage, every palace door shut tight. Sending a clear message: the monarchy comes first, even if it means erasing family ties, defining the legacy William is building, seen by some as a cold strategist, willing to cut off his own blood for the throne, and by others as the guardian preserving centuries of tradition from collapsing into a reality TV circus. Leaving the real question not whether Harry and Meghan will survive, but whether William will be remembered as the monarchy's savior or its most ruthless executioner. And just like that, the royal family feud escalated from awkward family dinners to full-blown palace warfare.
She decided she didn't want to be a real princess, because to be a real princess involves duty and responsibility, caring about other people. And so she just wanted to be a pretend princess in Hollywood, so she split her husband off from his royal family and then inked a $1 zillion deal with a bunch of media companies, and then all her projects flopped.
William isn't just the patient older brother anymore. He's the iron wall guarding the throne, with Charles, once the eternal peacemaker, now standing firmly behind him. While Meghan's brand wobbles, Harry's access is frozen, and the monarchy has slammed its gates shut tighter than Buckingham Palace during tourist season, leaving the question: do Harry and Meghan reinvent themselves without royal glitter, or slowly drift into the where are they now category of celebrity culture? While William's plan has clearly flipped the script, raising the lingering question of whether he saved the monarchy or sacrificed his family in the process. And if you think this was ruthless, wait until you hear the shocking demand Harry made to his father that left everyone stunned, which I covered in my last video, explaining exactly why William isn't playing nice anymore. So go check that one out right after this, because this is Star Spotlight, where the crown meets the chaos and we shine the brightest light on the stories they don't want you to see. And until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and never stop watching the drama unfold.
Yes, they met. Yes, that was against William's wishes, but there was no sense that I'm getting that Charles laid out the red carpet for Harry.
Step 1, strip them of their titles. Step 2, freeze them out like last week's leftovers. Step 3, erase them so completely that even Netflix search results start to glitch.
Harry is really deep in trouble at the moment, even financially. I mean, we know that Meghan's Jam failed to sell out. Her season 2 of her cooking show was an absolute disaster.